Greetings and felicitations.
Okay, here comes the first round.
Boom. And
Jeez, that was just
boom.
unnecessary.
You kidding me? You can't be out of range? What? Greetings and felicitations, YouTube. You're all of the Appian Way here. With Battle of the Stealthy Boys, we have Odysseus and Ithaca versus Diomedes of Argos. Let's go ahead and quickly cover some of the units. Diomedes brought a reinforced chariot, 3 armored spearmen, a pair of Argive swordmasters, and a pair of Argive swordsmen, 1 heroic axe runner, and we've got a centaur champion and a savage centaur warrior. That's it for Diomedes. So this looks like it's a 4,400 rule set. It is indeed. Odysseus brought 2 units of Odysseus's midnight runners. Bold pick, if you ask me. 2 units of guerrilla stalkers, one of them deployed behind the enemy lines. And actually, come to think of it, yeah, one of the Odysseus midnight runners is deployed over here, but he also deployed one kind of on the left. This is the field of Thanatos battlefield. We've got 3 regular spear runners, 3 heavy shielded spearmen, and only one warrior of Ithaca. Both Odysseus and Diomedes are on foot. Neither of them has divine challenge, so that isn't a risk for Odysseus to take to be on foot here. But Odysseus' best abilities are only usable while he is not mounted. So let's get right on into this. This is a favorite map for multiplayer gameplay because it's very symmetrical, very balanced. It's also used in FFA matches. It's either this or the Mudlands. Now, when things get kicked off in this battle, it's actually going to get started over here. A very brave guerrilla stalker is going to run out this way. And keep in mind, it does have hidden, a stalk and snipe, so it can actually shoot some of its javelins. Okay, but now it can be seen. He got a little bit too close, and he's going to dish out some of these javelins into the reinforced chariots before they even realize what's going on. And they take the fear effect from those javelins. They cause a discouraging aura. And look at this. I think the chariots are going the wrong way here. If they had just turned around and gone for those guerrilla stalkers, they would have been just fine. The Odysseus Midnight Runners are closing in on the Argive flank. However, they have troops that he doesn't know about. In the meantime, here comes the chariots. They've turned around. They look like they want a piece of that guerrilla stalker action. Guerrilla stalkers are now falling back, as they well should. Meanwhile, out here, the 2 Argive swordsmen are going to start catching some of the Midnight Runners' javelins when the Midnight Runners find them. This makes no sense to me over here. Look, the chariots fall back again, running away from the guerrilla stalkers. I guess they lost line of sight to them. No, they can still see them. But look at the health damage these chariots are taking. Oh, it's just brutal how much damage they're taking for these javelins. And, we haven't even gone through maybe a third of the guerrilla stalkers' ammo. And there's... Oh, here comes another tasty volley. Crunch. Half their health now. They have to continue to fall back. I believe the Odysseus Midnight Runners, however, they bit off way more than they could chew over here with these 3 units. These are cheap units, but they're going to start dishing out some javelins into the low-armored, unshielded Midnight Runners here. And the Centaurs, they're going to get activated to try and help deal with the Guerrilla Stalkers. Look how much health is left here. And I thought this was going to be the end of this heavy chariot. I thought for sure the Midnight Runner here was just going to step forward like 2 paces and throw out some finishing javelins for the reinforced chariots. But instead, he's focusing more on trying to save his Guerrilla Stalkers. I think at this point, unless you can get them hidden again, which you won't, they're already lost. They need a little bit too late. Here come the javelins from the Midnight Runners, and they just fall short of the mark. So the chariots get to live to fight another day. Midnight Runners are falling back towards the warriors of Ithaca, and not wanting to get too pulled out of position, the Argive forces are going to turn around, and what does the Midnight Runners do but turn around yet again and throw some javelins right into the unshielded butts of these Argive swordsmen. And he's just going to keep throwing them. He's going to keep chasing and keep throwing. And eventually, Argos has had enough of it, turns around, and is going to give the Midnight Runners some javelins for their trouble, but they don't want melee, so they're going to fall back again. They have speed 42, and the Argive swordsmen are not quite fast enough. The heroic axe runners could get them, and this is just comical at this point, that the Midnight Runners are deliberately kiting these guys. So the Swordmasters get involved now. They're going to come over here, and they're going to try and push this off. As I mentioned over there, Guerrilla Stalkers, gone. Shattered, doomed, dead. Yeah, so the Swordmasters stand a much better chance of fighting the Midnight Runners than any one of these units individually. Wow, long-range Javelin chuck. And it did get some damage in. No casualties, but I did see one of them bleed a little bit more. So a very interesting opening skirmishing stage in all of this. The reinforced chariots have taken a ton of damage. We've lost about half of this Argive swordsman, but these are really cheap swords. And we've Odysseus has lost more than half of Midnight Runner and one of his guerrilla stalkers. All right, so we're moving up some warriors of Ithaca now, some heavy shielded spearmen. It looks like we're planning to engage, or we're just inching forward. Some of these units are still hidden, like the warriors of Ithaca and the guerrilla stalkers. The spear runners are considering their next plan of attack. Looks like both players are thinking this through. They're wondering what tricks the other has up their sleeve, because both Argos and Ithaca are known for bringing many tricks up their sleeves. So it looks like we're going to be getting the spear runners are activating next. I disagree with this. So he's going to start moving up like one singular unit of spear runners and leaving the rest of his forces back here. If I'm looking at this army, with armored spearmen and Argive swordmasters, and I'm playing as Odysseus, I don't want to engage. I do not have the troops to win this engagement, and I know that there's the hidden portion of the army over there. I know that there's 2 centaurs and a reinforced chariot. This is tough. This is very tough. Yeah, Odysseus does have 3 heavy shielded spearmen, but these guys are not great. And here's what I was talking about. He's going to send up 1 spear runner, and I get the idea. He cannot face this army head to head. He needs to find ways to bait and switch or trap the enemy. So he sends up 1 guy, but that's the thing. Argos also has javelins. Odysseus does need to get the most value out of his javelins for sure, and this is what he does. He's going to ebb and flow. He's going to zoom in, throw some javelins, wait and try and get one of them to overcommit and chase him, and then if he can get them to, he'll fall back. And this time he's really committing this spear runner. This is a 700 at least point unit, and he gets in there. He gets a big hit into the Argive swordmasters, but now they're in a ton of trouble. Diomedes gets involved, activates Zeus's Wrath, which takes away half of its armor. I think that was pointless, bringing a unit from 40 armor down to 20. If he could slow it down, that'd be even greater. But see, here we go, and Argos is not going to just... Ooh, that was one really unlucky spear runner in the middle of that unit. Anyway, Argos is not just going to let, chunks of his army get pulled out of position. He's going to go ahead and fall back. He wants to keep his forces together. I think Argos could benefit from just going. If everybody got engaged and then he flanked, he'd be doing just fine. He has all of the tools to outflank the Ithaca position here. However, he's also being fed spear runners, so Odysseus can afford to just kind of hang back and beat up one unit. Wow, friendly fire much? Jeez. With friends like these, who needs enemies? Poor spear runners. The Argo swordmasters are catching a lot of these javelins, but they are catching them on their shields. And now all of the spear runners are involved. This one's definitely broken. It's still affected by Zeus's Wrath. There's a Midnight Runner out here, but the second it gets caught by reinforced chariots, it's doomed. Okay, much more significant engagement now. There's still another armored spearman out here that isn't involved. We have all of these armored spearmen with their shields in hand, which is smart because they will be able to deflect missile attacks. And look at this, he wraps around with the Argive swordmasters, trying to trap them in position. Odysseus is starting to get involved. He just took his first shot, getting 1 whole kill for it. And ooh, yeah, that was a lot of friendly fire right there too. As you can see, it's kind of a mixed bag with the spear runners trying to fall back, and the heavy shielded spearmen are getting involved. This is really good news. If the guerrilla stalkers could combine their spear javelins with some outflanking strikes, they might be able to shatter a couple of these units. In particular, this Argive swordmaster here is in really tough spot. But I mean, look at the cost for Ithaca. However, they're down 2 more spear runners. They're down one of their guerrilla ambushers. They're down half of a Odysseus Midnight Runner, and there's still a lot of battle left to fight here. And Diomedes sees his opportunity now. Ooh, here we go. And the chariots have gotten involved. The Midnight Runners missed their opportunity to stop this from happening, and the reinforced chariots are going straight for the Guerrilla Stalkers, which they should do. Diomedes has an opportunity here to go beat up on Odysseus if Odysseus doesn't run away. Future Appius here. I forgot to mention at this point, as I probably should, that I have a tournament coming next week on Saturday, May the 8th. It's going to be in Troy. Y'all should come check it out. All right, I'm going to let this chariot go ahead and die now. And oh, I love that. Triple shot just nukes one of the chariots. He's trying to use Odysseus to save his Guerrilla Stalkers, because his Guerrilla Stalkers are going to be very important to winning this fight. But yeah, there's the bad news. Diomedes knocking on your door. Whew, this is not going to be good. With Odysseus having 50 ammo unspent, he's only taken 10 shots. He's only made 21 kills. And look at this. Here comes the cavalry. Odysseus Midnight Runners have gotten involved. They did manage to kill a couple of Centaur champions, it looks like. And the reinforced chariots actually do get broken, but the speed runners aren't going to slow them down. This Midnight Runner might be able to do something about all of this. And just look at Ithaca's infantry. Yeah, the warriors of Ithaca by themselves, not quite up to the task. This Argos Swordmaster with next to no health and stamina is chasing the spear runner, which is a great plan. Diomedes is doing what Diomedes does best right now, which is just beating up on other heroes. He's fantastic at it. If he had Divine Challenge, he'd be the best hero in the game, easily. Alright, so our reinforced chariots have come back now. He's activated Zeus's Wrath on Odysseus, so Odysseus' armor is now down to 19. This is what makes Diomedes so formidable in these one-on-one hero situations. And Odysseus activates his Aristea. I'm surprised that Diomedes hasn't gotten there yet. If he activates his Might of Athena, there it is, yes. So with the Might of Athena, he activates his Aristea, so he's following Odysseus' Aristea. That's good news because it means that he will outlast Odysseus no matter what, as far as the unbreakable effects go, and the healing. Oh man, Centaur champions, having wrapped up Guerrilla Stalkers and Spear Runners, just got a beautiful rear charge into the heavy shielded spearmen. Their morale should shatter here any second because they just got fear effect, rear charge, all sorts of business. Odysseus Midnight Runners trying to help them out. I'm really surprised these shielded heavy spearmen with one morale still hanging in there. And it looks like Argos is surprised too. The Centaurs turn around like, wait a minute, they're not running away? Why not? Now they're broken. And it looks like Odysseus, though, he's got all of his abilities activated. He's trying to cheat Hades here. He's in Hades' shadow, which doesn't really help. It would help if he was at range. But he is definitely losing this battle decisively. A lot of casualties for Argos in the main battle, but more than enough of a job done. Odysseus shatters, and that is it. Army losses. That was a very clean fight. I'm interested in some of the tactics that Odysseus tried to pull off, but in the end, he just didn't have the numbers to outlast, at least not with the strategies that he was going for. I did find that one very interesting, though. Let's look at some statistics. So this was submitted to me by Archaios playing as Argos. Diomedes is one of my favorite heroes in this game. Argos, one of my favorite factions. Argos has the benefit of some of the best, tried and tested melee infantry units in the game, with armored spearmen, with club warriors, and a lot of his own unique options as well. Diomedes being unique, the Argos swordsmen, the heroic axe warriors, the Argos sword masters. Man, so 267 kills. That's just phenomenal. 75 is 68, 85 kills on the heroic axe runners. All they had to do is just get everybody involved at once, and this vastly outnumbered Ithacan army was just kind of doomed. Ithaca has a big weakness in open field battles, and that is chariots. Chariots will chew Ithaca apart. The best heavy infantry option by cost is the heavy shielded spearmen, and they can't handle the chariots on their own, especially when other people are bringing better heavy infantry. So yeah, that's it for this battle. Ta-ta. I love you all. I'll see you guys in my next video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I've got a lot of fun and entertaining content coming out to you soon. All right? See you in the next one.